Hi everyone, it's Grouchy Amy. It is Friday, September 9th, 2022, and I am visiting Westerly, Rhode Island and Pawcatuck, Connecticut for a wedding tomorrow. But today I decided to go and visit the murals of Westerly, Rhode Island. Enjoy! In 2017, a group of talented artists and muralists called the Wall Dogs were invited to the area to paint murals. The two cities, Westerly and Pawcatuck, are really one tight community. The buildings that they selected had faced some challenging times, and there were a lot of empty storefronts and empty offices. Their work, though, has revitalized the area and is now rebounding as a summer destination. If you visit the bricksandmurals.org website, you'll see that this mural is the first one on the map. It's called the Historic Mills of Pawcatuck. O.M. Stillman was one of the textile owners, one of the first in the area, and they referred to it as Stillmanville. Now, of course, the area is referred to as North End of Pawcatuck. A lot of immigrants came here from Ireland, England, and Scotland, and the two main textiles that they milled were cotton and wool. The second mural that I visited is the Westerly versus Stonington football rivalry since 1911. The mural depicts a play between the Westerly Bulldogs and the Stonington Bears, one of America's oldest high school football rivalries. The third mural on my trip is a picture of the hurricane of 1938. In September, what was supposed to be a beautiful fall day turned into one of the worst hurricanes on record. According to the New England Historical Society, it was a wild ride, and the most astounding story of the storm comes from the Moore family of Westerly. As the storm grew stronger, the family tried to evacuate their home, but couldn't. The ocean waves began surging into the house, and Catherine Moore recalls her father bracing against the front door, literally trying to hold the ocean back. The family moved to the second floor, and then finally to the third floor, watching as house after house around them succumbed, and their neighbors were washed away. Finally, the waves overwhelmed their own house, and they were swept away. Moore recalls, "The next thing I knew, we were floating. We were on the water and the waves were crashing over us. Part of the floor was attached to part of a wall and it acted as a sail. In all, 10 people clung to that bit of floor and it hurtled across the Sound and finally made land in Connecticut." The fourth mural on my visit is the Pawcatuck River mural. It was formed many years ago by glaciers, and today it's about 34 miles long and runs east to west between Rhode Island and Connecticut. At one time there were 8 dams in the water, but today there's only 3. And along the way there are a series of boulders across the river so that the fish are able to make it incrementally up the river. There's 67 species of fish, and one of them is salmon. 2 of the dams even have fish ladders to help the salmon travel up their river. The river now is mainly used for scenic tours and recreation. The 6th mural that I found was the Westerly Italian Heritage mural. Yes, the 6th. I skipped the 5th because I couldn't locate it. It is the Westerly Chorus, but I wasn't able to find it. If you know where it is, let me know. You can see on this Italian mural that there are 4 parts. One of them is family, familia. The second one is wine, vino. The third is garden, giardino. And the fourth is salami, sopressata. The Italians immigrated here and began working in the granite industry, as the granite is very similar to Italian granite. The seventh mural on my visit says, "Welcome to downtown, Westerly, Pawcatuck. 2 towns, 2 states, 1 community." The 8th mural that I visited is called the Children's Mural. One morning in October, the children were invited to the public library parking lot and were given paint and brushes and told to paint. Here are 9 sections of their mural that they created. The 9th mural in Westerly is a tribute to the granite industry and the quarries located here. They found that the granite located here has a beautiful pink tint to it and is perfect for delicate and detailed carving, which made it so popular for garden and cemetery monuments. The 10th mural that I visited today was the Westerly Band Mural. It was established in 1852 and performed, and still does perform, in nearby Wilcox Park. They claim to be the oldest continuously active civic band in the United States. For 100 years, they only allowed men to perform. But finally, in the 1950s, they did admit one woman because she played trumpet and tuba. They do have quite an extensive list of fines, including sweating, missing a performance, but the worst infraction is to miss a rehearsal. If you do that, you may as well hand in your resignation. "The people shall have a park," so said Harriet Wilcox in 1898 as she donated the land in loving memory of her husband. Wilcox Park today features beautiful landscaping, an open meadow surrounded with trees, a fish pond, monuments, and perennial gardens. The 12th mural is the Westerly Telephone Exchange Mural. According to the Bricks and Murals website, the slogan of the Westerly Automatic Telephone Company was "Prompt, Private, and Perfect." They think it summarized all the advantages they believe their service had over the operator-based telephone systems. It was prompt because the connection between subscribers is direct and automatic. It was private because there was no operator at a central station who would know who you were calling and could potentially overhear your conversation. Lastly, it was perfect because the service was instantaneous, direct, free from delays caused by indifferent or overworked operators, and had continuous service night and day. The 13th mural today is called Ferries and Steamships. This mural depicts the season of 1893. The steamship became well known among locals and visitors of the hotels. It took them round trip from Westerly to Watch Hill. Occasionally, the riders on the steamship got out of hand, and assistance was needed by the police, so a system was developed. Just before the band finished their last finale, the whistle would blow 4 times as they approached the dock, and the police would be there waiting to detain the rowdy individuals causing all that trouble. It was said that the ship carried rum, which may explain how some of the riders ended up in such a rambunctious state by the time they arrived in Watch Hill. The 14th mural was the Shoreline Trolley Mural. It took passengers from the steamships to the beaches in Rhode Island and Connecticut. These trolleys were different in 2 ways. Number 1, they were large and resembled railroad train cars. And secondly, they operated on private property instead of public streets. Our 14th mural today is the Congressional Medal of Honor mural. Corporal James Barber was an American soldier from Westerly, Rhode Island, who fought in the American Civil War. He was awarded the country's highest award for bravery during combat, the Medal of Honor, for his action at Petersburg, Virginia, in April 1865. He was among a 20-member detachment of his company, Battery G, along with an infantry assaulting party that captured enemy weapons and assaulted enemy forces. Hey, it's Grouchy Amy. I think I made a mistake on my last mural. I think that was number 15 because number 16 is the Westerly Railroad Station. It was built in 1912 in the Spanish Revival style when trains were very important. They still are important in Rhode Island. There are 3 stations left that serve the high-speed trains. At this station, there's about 13 trains that go through daily. But at this station, there are no ticket counters, no kiosks, so you need to plan ahead and buy those tickets online. The other interesting thing is that this Amtrak station has a tunnel, and to get from one side to the other, you need to go down the stairs, under the tracks, and back up. You can enter the trains from either side depending on which direction you're going. Our 17th and final mural today is the Knickerbocker Blues mural. The train played an important role in the Knickerbocker's history because the train station was just across the street from the Knickerbocker Club, which was a famous jazz and blues club. They had a lot of famous people who played there, including Stevie Ray Vaughan, but the most important band they had was called the Room Full of Blues. They were nominated 5 times for Grammy Awards and 7 times for Blues Music Awards. Over the years, though, they've kind of changed their focus, and most recently, they've partnered with the Rhode Island Philharmonic and the music school, and they're teaching new students about blues and jazz and the history of music. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tour, and look for more. Keep on rolling.